That's a fact. And no matter how unachievable that goal or dream might be, if you keep practicing and keep working towards it, one day you get very close.
Harder. Do it. Nobody cares. Train harder.
There's been some talk about possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Jake Paul is reportedly training with Tyson Fury as he prepares for the Anthony Joshua fight. Fury says Jake has moved closer to his long-term goals, and this matchup is one of the biggest steps in that journey. He believes Jake will push hard to achieve it and calls the fight a 50-50 challenge because Jake has grown far beyond his YouTube past and now competes with real intent.
And even if you don't actually achieve the biggest target in your life, you might get close to it, so it's definitely worth pursuing. But someone who doesn't have goals and doesn't have a target.
Jake Paul is training intensely and says he is determined to become a world champion one day. He is taking this camp seriously, focusing on discipline, conditioning, and improving every weakness. Jake believes his hard work will pay off and wants to prove that he is more than just a celebrity boxer.
Not be treated like I'm Jake Paul or a famous person. No, like they treat me like I'm trying to become a world champion, which is exactly the case.
Tyson Fury believes Jake Paul has a real chance to beat Anthony Joshua and points out how much Jake has improved. Fury insists that people should not underestimate Jake anymore because he has become a focused fighter who can surprise established heavyweights.
Possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise. And I like his new heavyweight look.
Boxing has always been as much business as sport, and Barry Hearn makes this clear when talking about Anthony Joshua. Hearn, a veteran promoter, says Joshua should seriously consider a fight with Jake Paul because boxing is mainly a money business. He believes the financial reward is too big to ignore. He explains that even if some people question the legitimacy or competitiveness of the fight, the chance to earn a massive payday is an important part of a boxer's career. For promoters, fighters, and fans, a Joshua Paul fight could bring in huge revenue and is not easy to dismiss based only on sporting concerns.
Fight Jake Paul. What's your view on that, Barry?
Money. Don't be silly. You know, I mean, you're mostly sensible, aren't you?
Mostly.
Mostly. Of course, we're all purists at heart, but purism doesn't necessarily pay the bills, and boxing is a money business. And the day we don't accept that and then move on, we won't understand why certain things happen.
So if that fight's there next week and it's signable and they can do Joshua against Tyson Fury next year, take the Jake Paul fight in December, go and do it.
100.
Sports analyst Simon Jordan has shared his view on Jake Paul's unusual rise in boxing. Jordan says Jake's career is far from typical because most fighters come up through amateur levels and face gradually tougher opponents. Jake Paul went from being a YouTube personality to challenging world-class athletes, which many traditional boxing fans find strange. Jordan says this path raises questions about respect for the sport, the level of competition, and whether this kind of approach can last.
As a boxing purist, it doesn't sit well, but as a normal working class lad, I've been asked by builders, would you fight Jake Paul for £5 million? I never got £5 million for fighting anyone else in a fight, so it's the silliest question in the world. I've been retired 7 years, I'm still very confident. If you give me 3 weeks to get off the couch, I'll probably still beat him with one hand. It's not, he's not a good fighter, so it's not even being disrespectful to him. As a YouTuber, as a presenter in what he does, he blows me out the water. That's his line of work, but you're stepping into boxing, another profession. Now, to call it like Canelo out, I think is disrespectful. To call Anthony Joshua out is lunacy, but we know why it's happening and why he does it.
Forget Jake Paul. Forget Jake
a lot of tickets.
Paul. I mean, Jake Paul's going to do what Jake Paul does, but Anthony Joshua, and with respect to you and what you did and didn't earn in your career, Anthony Joshua has earned a king's ransom.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need to be fiddle with this, does he?
Yeah. No, he doesn't, but again, all I keep seeing from people out there is, you know, when is enough, and I get that, but when you're retired at 33, 34, and you've got to make that last now, you've got more experience than me in this, dealing with a lot of footballers in the past as well, and business people who have to make a certain amount of budget last.
even with the criticism, Jake Paul has given several professional boxers the biggest paydays of their careers, showing how much financial impact he has in the sport. However, not everyone likes his behavior. Analysts and fans say he has sometimes disrespected boxing legends and traditional fighters by calling them out in a way many see as provocative. This creates tension in the sport. Paul brings money and attention, but his approach challenges long-standing traditions and creates mixed feelings among boxing veterans and purists.
Want to fight Anthony Joshua? Exclusive? Because I know that I will.
I'm so sorry for my English, but I have to. See, Jake Paul does lots of good things. He has a camp for kids where he, I guess, gives training and coaching and gloves and environment for kids in Puerto Rico. He helped lots of boxers to get the bigger purse than they deserve. He has done some good things. And you are kind of trying to be on his side, but then he says something like that. Like, you almost are on his side, and then he says, I want to fight Anthony Joshua and Canelo at the same night or whatever. Jake, fighting Anthony Joshua and Canelo is not fighting Tyron Woodley or 60 years old Mike Tyson with Alzheimer's. Anthony Joshua is able to literally kill you. No doubt. If his mission is to kill you on the ring, he will kill you. You lost against Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury won against you. What Anthony Joshua want Canelo, my friend? Canelo, you would need the liver replacement after Canelo fight. I promise you. I don't know. So stop doing that shit. Do the good things you are doing, and we will be on your side. Just stop saying.
The discussion about the possible fight between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul goes beyond money. People compare it to Gervonta Davis's exhibition match with Paul, but the situations are very different. Davis was small for Paul, while Anthony Joshua is a much bigger and more experienced fighter. Analysts say Joshua would not treat the fight as an exhibition. He would look for a real contest where both skill and power are tested. This mindset fits Joshua's professional attitude and sets the fight apart from other celebrity-focused matchups.
Former heavyweight champ, why is he fighting Jake Paul? And two, why is Jake Paul putting his health and well-being on the line? Because someone asked me on Twitter, Wade, if Jake Paul gets knocked out, will his career be over? Buddy, his life may be over if he gets knocked out by AJ, because that dude put Francis Ngannou flat on his back, and I had never seen Francis Ngannou hurt before. Again, it's boxing, not MMA. Jake has a little more experience, but we're talking about a massive size difference. AJ's still relatively young and still relatively got something left in the tank, and he's only fought the world-class guys for the last 10 years. This would be Jake's not only hardest fight, most dangerous fight of his career. If Jake is doing this, it could signal the last one. I'm not even joking. This could signal Jake being like, I'm having one more of these and I'm out. Because where do you go from Anthony Joshua? We'll get into that part in a second, but the Netflix thing. We know that Anthony Joshua is an exclusive fighter to DAZN. Eddie Hearn has stated that multiple times. AJ, I'm pretty sure, even has a piece of DAZN. I could be wrong about that, but he signed a mega deal years ago with them. So for this fight to take place on Netflix would mean DAZN would say, you can have one of our biggest cash draws, and maybe in a revenue share thing, or maybe Netflix pays them some money, but you can have our biggest cash draw and we don't have an affiliation with it. That seems a bit unrealistic. But having said that, this isn't a report from anybody in the camp. This is not MVP saying it. This is not Eddie Hearn saying it. This is Mike Coppinger, who I guess has talked to people in the camp. But an independent source saying that they are finalizing a deal. Not that they're in talks. They are finalizing a deal. So this is, again, we're talking 1 yard line, first and goal.
Gareth Davies points out a major factor in the debate, which is the large physical advantage Joshua has over Paul. Joshua stands at 6 feet 7 inches and weighs much more than the 6 feet 2 inches Paul. This size and strength difference gives Joshua a clear edge. Davies says this gap is important because it affects both strategy and risk inside the ring.